Hi everybody, this is Eugene O'Loughlin and welcome to my series of short how-to videos. In this video we're going to learn how to write a function to convert degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius in R. So one of the common exercises that people learning how to program in R, or any language for that matter, is to write a formula to convert degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. And in our case here we want to do that, but also to create a function that we can reuse. So on line 5 here we have the formula in a comment to how to convert degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. So my degree Celsius that I want to calculate, it's equal to 5 divided by 9, and then that's multiplied by f, the number of degrees in Fahrenheit, minus 32. So for example, if I wanted to convert 100 degrees Fahrenheit, I would just substitute 100 for f here, work out the calculations, and I would have the corresponding value in Celsius. So we're going to use a function to do this in this case here. I'm going to call this function f to c. So that's degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. And assign it, and the way we create a function is to use the function named function. So function, open and close brackets. And we want this to receive just one value. So in our case here, we want it to receive the value in degrees Fahrenheit that we want to convert. So I'm just going to store that in a temporary variable called x, move to the end of the line, type in a pair of curly brackets and press enter. So we can see now that RStudio has given us 3 lines and it's the blank line here, line 8, where we need to put our formula and return the value that's calculated. So what I want to do now is to replicate the formula on line 5 that I'm highlighting now in the body of my function. So the value that I received, x, I'm going to use that, reuse that value. I could use a different one, but I'm going to reuse that value. And now I'm going to put in my formula. So be careful with precedence and formula like this. So I'm using brackets to concentrate. So 5 divided by 9, as we can see, then that's multiplied by, and in brackets again, the value x that the function receives minus 32. Okay, so this value, this part of the formula here, is replicating my formula up here. And then I need to return the value x, so press enter and on a blank line put in return my value of x. So briefly, before we run this function, we can see that we've created a new function called f to c, using the function that receives one argument, which is going to be our degrees Fahrenheit. We then perform the calculation, so to change that value to Celsius, and then on line 9 we return that value, and line 10 closes our function. So let me select all of these 4 lines and click on the run button. Now we can see that we've no error messages, so our function worked okay. And I can also see in the global environment that we have actually created a temporary function, f to c. Now let's go ahead and test this function. So the normal body temperature of humans in degrees Fahrenheit is 98.6. So let's see what that converts to to Celsius. So I'm going to use the function name f to c, open and close brackets, and put in my value 98.6. I'm now going to put my cursor at the end of the line and test my function call. And we can see it returns a value of 37, which is, as you will know, the temperature in degrees Celsius of a human body. I can use this then to convert many other values. So let me convert, say, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So what's that in degrees Celsius? So run that. We can see it's 204.44 degrees Celsius. Or I can use it to calculate the change for smaller values, say such as, say, what's 25 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius. So run that. We can see 25 degrees Fahrenheit is the equivalent of minus 3.8 degrees Celsius. So I encourage you to experiment with these values here and also to think of other mathematical formulas that you might use to create a simple function to both improve your coding and also to understand how functions work. And we can test them on values like these because, for example, we know that 98.6 Fahrenheit is equal to 37 degrees Celsius. So if we get that value returned, we know that we have created the correct function. So that's how you write a function to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit in R. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for your attention.